Yeah, let's just roll with that.
Roll with it.
Not watching the football then.
I'm not.
No.
I don't. I've started pretending to watch it because my neighbours keep talking to me about it.
Yeah.
Like my neighbours are like, "Oh, you watching it?" Like, yeah. What's going on?
You used to watch the England games, though, I think, didn't you?
I had friends. And it's like working in pubs and stuff like that, you always kind of saw it. And now that I'm kind of working from home without a TV license, it's like I kind of catch bits of it through online chatting with people, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But now I've got to kind of keep an eye. Like when I came here today, a neighbour, 2 doors down, who keeps on trying to talk to me about cars. He's like, "Oh, what do you think about you watching it tonight?" It's like, "Oh, Scotland. Yeah, I might not be able to watch it. What do you think's going to happen? Scotland?
Yeah.
Any good? I can't remember."
No.
Like, "Oh no, I think we're going to lose." I'm going to go.
Yeah, I've never been bothered about football, and there was like brief periods of time where it's just like, yeah, well, England are playing, I guess I'll maybe sort of watch, and I tried, and I'm just like, this game is too slow for me. I'm already bored.
Well, I like the sport. I like watching the games. If they're good games.
Did you ever play it when you were a kid?
Yeah, a little bit.
See, like everyone I knew was like they'd go out onto the green for like a kickabout and that, and I just didn't care. I couldn't give two fucks.
Yeah. I started doing it for gym purposes, like let's all get together and do something physical so I can get some gym in. Yeah, when I was a kid, but it's a good icebreaker chat with anybody kind of deal. Yeah, so it was like I know enough. Like I don't. It's all the trivia of like, they've got in goal now. It's like, oh, is it a different person in goal? Yeah. Well, that'll be very different. Very different. I don't. Yeah. Oh, he's been injured because of this. It's like I don't give a shit about any of the data. I'm just like I just want to watch the game. The good moments of the game are great. But yeah, not really like who does Gareth Bale play for now? Like I don't know. Isn't he Welsh? Probably. I don't
know. Is he a person? Is he real?
He's a real person.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's done good stuff
and
as well.
And he plays the game.
The beautiful game. Yeah.
This game is stunning.
Well, I get that with all games.
This is fit.
I got it with like bowls and curling and shit like that.
There's
where if you sit down and watch
satisfying about that. Though. Yeah. It's like I can understand like curling and bowls. There is something like.
Well, you see, you've got that in all the games like American football, rugby. It's just a lot of the game is keeping it under control so you can maybe have one of those moments. So and 90% of it is like, can you kick it over there? Yeah, then back here. Let's create some space. Yeah, and then you get the moments that are great. But no, not watching it. No.
I love hockey. I like that it moves. Like it's fast. I don't think it takes. It takes any real kind of in-depth anything to understand the skill in it. Yeah. It's just the only weird thing I know about hockey was like there's this rolling subs all the time. So people just leaving. People just leave. Yeah, and halfway through and people join. People go up to the bench and other people come in. There's no time out for it or anything like that. Yeah. It's just in, out, out. But it's because it's sprinting. It's all sprinting. So they can't stay on for like a whole half.
But then because that's the same thing with like basketball. You're like, why don't you shoot all the shots from half court? I mean, you're professional athletes. Yeah. You must get to a point where you could
wing it like I do.
No, but like, you imagine, I know that there's like you're going to have to like, I would imagine all ice hockey players can play for half an hour and can play pretty well for half an hour. But there's the benefit of like, I'm rested and now I've got energy to jump in and do something.
It's not that they can't play for half an hour. It's that they have to be able to play for an hour and a half or an hour or
but then I expect they'll be able to play for it if someone can run a marathon.
The whole thing is like is 60 minutes. It's 20 minutes a third. But
they have it in thirds.
Yeah.
It's like an orange. Cut an orange into thirds? I don't think you do. Yeah. You just rip it open like a coconut. Like a real man opens a coconut. Milk! It's great.
Milk from fruit. Yeah. Is coconut a fruit?
It's a legume, I guess. It's a nut.
It's a bean.
Could be. Yeah, it's got to be like it's got a nut. It's got to be a nut. Fruit doesn't have milk in it.
Do you see? I thought that. Yeah, but then I mean, on some weird alien planet,
do pears
like the
have
inside
milk?
of a tomato could be considered milk?
Yeah, or pears could have milk in it. It's more fibrous, isn't it?
It depends. Are they right?
Like, what's the juice? What is the juice if not milk?
Juice.
Fruits are now legumes. Let it be known. Where's the gavel? Fruit legume. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. It's a normal week.
But we're recording this later, and it doesn't matter because date night is cancelled because my wife's at the football.
It's all right. Nick's not going to watch the football. I'll just sit here with Nick. That's an excuse to get out.
Yeah. No, well, to be fair, we've got a date weekend ahead. We're going wine tasting tomorrow.
Tasting wine? Are you going to pair it with different legume milk?
This one goes well with a coconut.
I like wine tasting.
Oh, do you?
Well, I like wine. Yeah, I've done some wine tasting.
It's nice to have taste.
Yeah, so long as it's just not one of those a weekend, so like a retreat.
No, it's just tomorrow. Just tomorrow, but we're staying over because we'll have been drinking wine all day.
It's not going to leave.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. You're going to pair it with different cheeses. That's the only part I don't get. I get that it pairs. I get that there's a difference where if you take a bite of cheese and a bottle of wine, you feel it differently.
You see, I don't understand like the ins and outs of like how it pairs properly and everything. They're like, this one's good with cod and this one's really nice with, I don't know,
it's like if there's elements of plum, then food that goes well with plum.
With plum, I can understand that, but then there's some wine that they like, and this one's got notes of diesel. Like
good old jeans. I mean, good to have jeans with it.
I'm not complaining. I like the smell of diesel, but I'm not sure if that pairs well with a Stilton.
Good old diesel cheddar.
Yeah,
why not?
But it was one that I'd already been on. Like one of my mates had a spare thing.
Wine tasting.
Yeah,
a spare one.
He was. I think he was meant to be going with his dad or one of his mates or something like that. But they ended up doing something else. So like I went with him instead, and it was good. Yeah. It was like it wasn't full of like toffery and just fucking nonsense and like this one smells of melon but only this particular kind of melon and like and all of this like they were all of the wines were like under 30 quid a bottle, which but wine is like pretty decent, and they were just kind of teaching you about tasting and like how to taste but then going like through like this is affected, like it's all the same species of grape for this, but you'll notice it tastes different because of this,
what it was grown in.
Because the earth is different in Guatemala than it is in France or
I get that. It's just
it's interesting.
It's just that when they teach you how to taste it, where you've got to curl your tongue and inhale to try and aerate the wine in your mouth.
Oh, it's that you swirl it and then you nose it.
Like,
and then
I get it.
Yeah.
Totally understand the science of what you're talking about, but I've never tasted a wine that's tasted better when I've done that. And that could just be I just haven't had the right wine yet.
Yeah.
Where now I just want to enjoy it like a normal drink.
Yeah, red needs to aerate a bit.
Yeah.
But I suppose it depends. I mean, if you drink any wine, it's probably red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were like a big port fan.
Yeah. Well, I was always a big wine guy. But port kind of goes with it, doesn't it?
Yeah. And like if
port
you don't
was my pirate drink. Used to drink it in the cinema.
You used to drink it.
It was just cool because it was a big bottle of drink. Like, oh yeah.
I remember you drank it when we were camping for Tough Mudder.
And did I?
Yeah.
That was the blood vomit.
That was yeah. And it's like I came out like at 1 a.m. I can't remember if it was the day before we ran our race, wasn't it?
We weren't running that time. We were volunteering.
We were just volunteering.
Yeah.
It was either way.
We ran on to different events. I ran on an event that you were volunteering.
Yeah.
We both volunteered at one before.
Yeah. It was you kind of came last minute with a tent and no pillows and no
just
fucking anything.
No ticket, I think.
But just a tent and a bottle of port. Yeah. And we kind of got you like had to sneak you through the gates because you had no fucking ticket.
Well,
this guy's fine.
I got one. Have you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right then.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Don't care. And then, we had like a little bit of a fire or a barbecue or something. And then I came out of my tent to piss at like 2:30 a.m. and you were like, head out of your tent like a tortoise.
Yeah. Oh, Steve, that's good.
Like just,
I'm all right. Just need a bit of a vomit.
So much red vomit.
Yeah, well, you get used to it. I've gotten used to vomiting a lot now.
You always said you quite enjoy vomiting.
Yeah, it's always
I
felt quite
understand
expressive.
Yeah, it's just who I am.
Yeah,
it's just so much about me.
It's just a very instinctive, natural scream
It's,
with bile.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's never felt uncomfortable. I've never like worried about it. I've always been and then you feel better afterwards. So
I did when I was a kid, but now if I feel like I'm going to be sick, I don't mind. I'd just rather kind of have it done, and then you get that fire of endorphins afterwards. It's just like I actually feel a hell of a lot better. I feel better than I did when I wasn't ill.
Yeah,
and then it goes off after about half an hour, but still.
Yeah. I mean, I had one recently. I mean, my life is a shit compost of dumpster fires, right? But like, I've started to get more and more used to what liver failure feels like.
Christ.
Because like every now and I kind of take myself to the brink of it, and I'm like, oh, it's failing. So then you get all the symptoms of liver failure and stuff like that. But like recently, this week when I had it had a weird reaction with the vaccination. I had my second jab.
Okay.
And I had really weird symptoms, including falling down the stairs more. So I fell down my stairs like 5 times this week. I was like, oh,
like coordination jab. Or something.
Yeah, or just like, I don't have a lot of sensation of feeling in most of my body anymore.
Yeah, I can't sense gravity anymore.
Yeah, it was just the steps were just like, whoop, kind of falling down. But yeah, one of them was, fucked up sleep and, just more liver failure. And it's not liver failure, obviously. I imagine that's way more serious than I'm laughing about it, but that is what it is. It's like my body it's just blocked. Yeah, liver can't do anything. So I don't know what those feelings are. But I had a good old moment of like, oh, I'm gonna vomit. Sit down, need to vomit, and it's always very weird to me when it goes away. Yeah, and you're like, I don't need to vomit anymore. But I was looking forward to a vomit. Oh, and now I've got to go to bed non-vomit.
Get amped up. It's like me. I hate changing plans.
Yeah, I was looking forward to making my house stink of vomit. God damn it. But yeah, there's good old vomit. It's a good old, especially with a bit of port. Why not? So yeah, what brought about the wine tasting? Just
it was a gift for Vicky's birthday, but obviously during her birthday everything was still shut, so it was kind of like booked for the future, and the future is now.
I booked you a zombie apocalypse. Did you ever go on it?
No,
I can't remember if you did.
I don't think so.
Did I go on a zombie apocalypse? Do you remember? It was ages ago.
It would have been. Yeah. No, I don't think we ever sorted it out because we were planning on going with like you and 2 of our friends that broke up. Yeah. And
that was it was like years before that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always weird getting people like experience stuff because you get like everyone enjoys the idea, and then when it comes around to when are we going to go segwaying? I don't know, but we will eventually. When am I in the mood for a zombie apocalypse? It's just like it's more just the idea, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, wine tasting is always fun.
Yeah, it should be good. And like again, it was something that I went on and I was just like, well, Vix likes wine. I like wine, but Vix likes it a lot more than me. She'll appreciate this.
Yeah. Like, was there something about she doesn't like red wine, but she'll drink it if you open red wine?
No.
Was there something about that?
Maybe
on a podcast recently. Maybe there was like a wine that either you didn't drink or she didn't drink unless one of you was opening it for something. I thought it was red. Because like maybe Vix prefers rosé or white.
It might be me and white. Like I typically don't drink white wine because I drank too much of it in uni, like really cheap white wine, and I just have like echoes of indigestion.
Same with me and pasta. Just can't really do it anymore.
Yeah,
I haven't found
I mean, I never drank 20 kilos. Of white wine.
I'm an intense human being at times.
Echo Falls.
Something I've explored this week as well is I've always called it my angry gorilla demon, right? But it's that psychopathic serial killer focus and energy that I can tap into quite a lot. And I think that a lot of people either don't because they're afraid of it or they just don't. But I've realized I came to a conclusion that I'm now officially 40% certain that I'm not going to go on a murder and killing spree.
Well, that's good.
It's an improvement.
Yeah,
it's I'm no longer trying to close those doors.
So there's still a 60% chance that you will.
Yeah.
So we're not closing we're not even erring on the side of less possible.
Let's put it this way. There's definitely situations where I will 100% go on a serial killing spree. They definitely exist. I think it's for everyone, but mine's probably a bit easier, a bit more short-tempered.
Yeah, yours is much closer to the surface than most people's.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, if someone hit you with like, I don't know, a plane,
right, and it wasn't you.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I didn't know about it, and I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
I'd probably go on in some kind of
Why didn't you invite me?
Yeah, or just like if someone punched. I
always wanted to do with a plane.
I just wanted to see it. Jeez. But like, if someone like punched a loved one or something like that, I'd just be like, there's a very high. I would just go very aggressive, and I generally don't know how far it would go. So that's probably a killing spree of some kind.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but like I've recently realized, I go like that angry energy. It's not even powerful energy. It's just focus. Like I've seen it in TV shows where it's like people can be quite intimidated if someone gives you 100% of their attention because of how focused it can be. And I think I do that a little bit with some things. So like if we're filming stuff, for example, like I try to be a bit more focused on how to get it done and what to do with it. And while they'll be like, oh, we can do it on the day or whatever, like, yeah, but no, let's do it now. Or let's do that. There's a little small moment of that, but I think it's the same kind of energy. And it's the same thing. It's just, I don't even know what it is, but it's energy is what it is. And it's the same thing that Gordon Ramsay has when he asks, where's the lamb sauce? You go like, it's not going to kill anybody, but he's just pumping energy into the room to try and do, and that's how he operates. And that's how I think a lot of different societies need that. Different parts of society need an injection of energy.
It's just, it's pressure. Pressure gets things done.
Pressure, accountability, and wake up. Like it's that you can't. A lot of people get get stuck in second gear when they're doing something, and then when someone comes along and forces you into fifth gear because of the adrenaline that you start to feel because you are aware now that you're awake, you need to do something. I think that's all it is.
Yeah,
it's just consciousness. I'm spouting consciousness.
Yeah,
with a 60% chance
of murderous rage.
Yeah. But it's an improvement. But yeah, so before I was like, it was a genuine thing where I was like, I don't want to be too aggressive because I don't know how it would go. So, but now I'm just like, no, it's healthy, probably. Just going to be more vocal, more aggressive. See what happens.
Good. Yeah. Well, let's keep a tab on the results.
I'll keep my GPS tracker on so that everyone can like, what? There's a lot of productivity going around in the area. Where's Nick? Is he in a good mood or a bad mood? Is it productivity against him or productivity from him? We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, try and do that. So yeah, I've been trying to do, we released the Father's Day thing today. Today's Friday the 18th.
Yeah.
And trying to get it out there. And then just, social media is just not a good venue for that kind of energy because it's all muted. It's like screaming into a coconut. There's a coconut wall of just like you're like in a prison, like in an insane asylum padded wall where you fire all the energy into it and it comes out as like Happy Father's Day. Like that's not with the amount of intensity that I want. So like I've been doing more social media stuff in the last month and people have been messaging me and I've been vaguely replying, but I've also been like listening to other people's podcasts and not replying. So I do apologize to other people. I have listened to your podcasts. I have considered a thought to return. Just haven't done it.
We just don't
screaming at the sky.
No, we're very much like, look, let's encourage a culture, but let's not actively encourage a culture. Yeah, let's not.
Got to figure out a way to make it work.
Do it. Just do it, but shut up about it.
But there's also like I don't know. Again, that's what it is. It's like I don't know how much. It's not even criticism, but like my conversation with people isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
So like if I like come back with I found this part really funny because of this ridiculously disgusting thing. They'd be like, that's not what we were going for. So, and that's fine. You do you. But I'm just saying, as a listener, this is what I heard.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good stuff. But so it's going to try and channel that psychotic energy a little bit more. Psychotic, passionate, coconut energy. Milk energy. Milk. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just go away for a weekend. You had a good week?
Yeah. I've not bragging, not ragging,
right?
But I've slept.
Shit.
For the past 2 days.
That's good, right? Probably.
Yeah, I feel less, more energetic, less wired. I think.
that you were more wired. I didn't want to confront.
Oh, right.
So I thought it might have been negative.
Yeah.
Could have exploded.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, yeah, there was definitely moments of like, Steve's probably just dealing with some stuff right now. So I'll just carry on. But yeah, you feel better? Not in like a serious way, obviously.
Yeah. It's there were like 3 or 4 projects that were ramping up this week and sort of peaking on sort of midweek.
Yeah.
And it seemed like my sleep was getting less and less and less and less and less. And then after that point had passed, I battered myself at the gym and then just like slept through for like 8 hours. It was just like, oh. So I guess a lot of it's just
could be stress.
It's just work stuff, and I just don't know how to recognize it or how to kind of. I don't know how to put it down.
Quit. Just give up.
Quit. Quit the job you don't have.
Quit the dream. Yeah. No, it's just gonna come with time, isn't it, and experience? Because it's probably like stress about. Even if you feel like you're getting through the deadlines correctly, there's still going to be the thing of, is it going to be good enough, or could I do more, or could I do that?
That's the thing. Yeah. When I was working for other people, like in-house, it didn't really matter if it was good enough. I was still getting paid. Yeah. There wasn't that pressure. And so in a sense, it's good because I always try to do good work anyway. But it's a good thing that I am relying on myself doing good work because it means that hopefully I'm always producing better and better stuff.
Yeah.
So there is a deal of personal growth in that, but there is pressure because it's not a want to impress people, but it's a want to be like, look, this person's giving me a chunk of money. I've got to make sure that they're getting some value out of that. Yeah. You're so hidden from that when you work in like a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It's just, here's the salary, sit down for 8 hours.
Yeah. And just make these cuts.
Yeah.
Make these, do it together.
Yeah. And you have no say on what the value of what you're doing is really or anything like that. It's just, you get paid this at the end of the month no matter what. So just fucking do something.
Yeah.
But I feel a lot more attached to that figure now that I'm kind of like actively asking people for it.
Yeah, and then as well, like, you'll get more used to it because you'll start to have more confidence in yourself as it goes through. And then it could be a thing of, if you do find yourself like struggling with sleep again, knowing that it's to do with that, maybe it'd be like, let me just look at this project for an hour or two and then try and go back to bed, because then maybe that will feed that. Yeah. That thing. I was clearing my throat. It wasn't just screaming.
Yeah. I still have a problem juggling projects as well. Which is something that I need to get better at. Whereas I'll take on something and just hit it until it's done, and then the next day I'm like, there's another thing and I have to hit that, rather than being like, well, today I'm going to do 2 hours on this and 2 hours on this and 2 hours on this, and spreading like the same amount of work out over a couple of weeks. And I think that would probably take a lot of the pressure off, knowing that I'm making headway on a bunch of stuff. Rather than doing this one thing and worrying about all this other stuff that's still sort of sitting in the wings. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just getting used to your work schedule. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, sleeping's good.
Sleeping's good. I've finished I finished my first proper workout schedule today. Like as in an 8-week program.
As in, you completed it?
Planned it out. Yeah. Like 4 days a week for the last 8 weeks. That I missed one day because I was flued up to the eyeballs. But over that 8-week period. But apart from that, like I've never done like sorry, it's gym talk, innit? Just
gym talk. Oh, you're not going to talk about the gym, are you? I don't like it when we talk about the gym.
Yeah. It's not. I feel like all my other workout stuff has been kind of perpetual. So it's just like, go there and do this and do this and do this. And then every week just put a bit more on and a bit more on and a bit more on. And there's no goal in sight. And I feel like that's possibly where I've slipped in the past. Whereas I've retained consistency on this, because it's like, well, it's not like I'm doing 8 weeks and then I'm done and I'm not going anymore. But it's like, you've just got to do this program and then we can decide what we're going to do next. Mm-hmm. So it's been kind of helpful to structure it like that and have that have kind of like an actual short-term goal in mind, I guess, which is just finish the thing.
Yeah.
And it helps that at the end of that, like I have seen like really like good results from it as well. I think if I hadn't, it'd be a bit more like, no, there's obviously something up.
Well, it's kind of inevitable. That's the thing. Like, I know there's a lot of people who say that, like, I saw some comments on social media this week about, I've got a really addictive personality, but I've never been able to get addicted to exercise. And they go like, I think it really is just you haven't done enough.
Yeah.
Like, if you go running once, you're horrible.
Yeah.
But if you go running for a month, you feel great.
Yeah.
So it's just like, the addiction comes in after a delayed period. So yeah, even if you were eating terribly, by going to the gym for 8 weeks regularly, you'd feel much better.
Yeah.
You would see a lot of different results, and then you could improve on it more. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. There's just a sense of kind of, I don't know, like just completion. It's nice. It's nice to have that and to be able to tie that to like a physical attribute. Because I tried with I've tried that before by being like, oh, I'm going to run a half marathon.
Yeah.
And just
okay,
not.
So why don't we swim the channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That costs, what was it, £10,000 or something
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
This seemed a bit more manageable. It's just like, just go for 8 weeks. And it's I think I'm proud of it because I'm surprised I did it. Like because I don't have a lot of it's taken a lot of kind of like reshaping my kind of my personality now that I'm within my 30s to have some like a better degree of kind of stick to itness with the things that I do.
Did you have more of it before your 30s?
No. I say much less. Like I feel like I've passed this threshold that's just like life isn't getting longer. Like things aren't going to change. So just you need to do something now. Like so it's good. I'm feeling good about myself.
How nice.
So let's put a stop to that, shall we?
Yeah, why not? Well. This is a good segue. In the news, a 3-year-old boy died after falling from his back window, landing in his backyard, and then got mauled to death by his family's dogs.
Could have been any one of us. Could have been.
That's pretty much the whole article. Doesn't get any better. The dogs have not been arrested.
Apprehend those dogs.
Yeah, I'm sure they're being dealt with, right? They were fenced in his yard when the child fell in it. I mean, they were his dogs. They were his family's dogs. I think dogs just don't trust stuff that falls from space.
Yeah, true.
They must have had just bad experiences.
They're not
in the
used.
past.
Like they'd know if it was their kid because their kid comes down the stairs.
Their kid's upstairs right now. This is some other kid.
This is some weird doppelganger. Get it?
An imposter, an assassin. Rip it to shreds. Why? Just a brutal story. But you wouldn't expect it to happen. But I guess maybe the dogs didn't have a strong bond with the 3-year-old. Maybe it was a new dog's. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
But
I mean, I guess what you could hope is that
right?
It's not nice either way. No. What you could hope is that the fall killed him.
Yeah, and that they just desecrated his corpse.
I mean, that's preferable, right?
Yeah. You don't want the child
that is preferable. I know it's a horrible situation.
Why is Fido ripping at my neck?
Yeah.
You don't want
and
that.
Particularly if it's like a big Dulux dog or something where it's just like, you're meant to be big and fluffy and friendly. I thought you liked paint.
Even a Chihuahua, like, don't take advantage of me in my diminutive state right now. If I did fall from a window, I'd fight you off. But now you know that you've got the upper hand. So now you betray me, Brutus, Judas, whatever it is. But yeah, it just seemed like a nice, lovely, fluffy story.
Yeah.
So feel better? Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the room. Much better. It's all good. Might as well go on to some. Is anything else that's happened in the week? Really? Just life, just shit. Gym stuff wise, for me, it's just a question of time. It's just having time in the day, and I already work a lot. Yeah. So it's like trying to find time for me to justify spending the time I want in the gym.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to get back to, but that's what I'm doing at the moment is trying to reorganize stuff to have a bit more structure. But yeah, so if anyone has time to go to the gym, you should always go because it's great. Then maybe when you fall from a window, you won't get mauled to death by dogs.
Yeah, you'll still have the wherewithal to pull yourself away with the parts of you that are still working.
Yeah, I've got one of these.
Oh. I missed these. Feel-good story.
It's a feel-good story. A woman who poured a mix of boiling water and sugar over her husband in an act of vengeance after a row has been found guilty of his murder.
I didn't cover this because I thought that you would. And Vic sent this to me earlier in the week. I was like, this is...
Did either of you understand why she added sugar?
I didn't understand why my wife was sending me this story, but...
I mean, it's just... So they had a row and she replied by pouring boiling water.
That is some like Golden Crown in Game of Thrones shit, right?
Yeah,
like that's just.
But it's just like I go, fair enough. People are evil. People have moments of evil. But why add and 2 tablespoons of sugar?
Yeah.
Like what kind of weird recipe book was she following about boiling her husband to death? Adding sugar. They won't think it's murder if I've added sugar.
It's like because otherwise it's just hot water and you probably survive from that. You add the sugar so it's thick and syrupy and it sticks to you. That's why she did it,
to make it stickier, like
napalm.
Yeah, like the old medieval castle oil drop.
Horrific.
But how do you find out about that? Read about that in Good Housekeeping.
No, but she's
Boiling
probably made
a bit of sugar makes it sticky.
A lot of people. If you make cocktails, you've made like a simple syrup before. That's all it is.
Yeah, but with the aim to drink it when it's cooled down.
Yeah, but then if she's maybe burnt herself on it before, she'll be like, this gives me an idea.
Murder my husband with this.
Yeah.
Karina Smith, 59, attacked 81-year-old Michael Baines while he was in bed at their home in Highfield North Road in Neston, Cheshire. Only down the road.
Not far away.
He suffered extensive burns and died 5 weeks later in hospital.
Oh, my God.
So, age is probably a factor. Shock.
Just while he's asleep, just smash him in the face with a hammer. Just if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna fucking kill the guy for whatever reason, why does it have to be like that? That's obviously really, really wants him to suffer a lot.
Yeah, well, that's where did I see it? Oh yeah, have you seen a show called Mindhunter?
No,
it's good. It's up there of good shows for me. Of it's kind of like a serial killer documentary, but
that sounds like something you'd want to watch.
A good quality thing.
Yeah,
I'm not even that bothered by serial killers, but no? I think because I've denied it because I thought I might go on a killing spree, but now that I'm 40% sure, I might watch a few more. But it's done really well. It's a really good show. But yeah, one of the things they say in it is this is back before psychopaths and serial killers were just thought of as crazy, nothing you can do, and they're investigating it, and so they're looking at this victim, and they said that's not the victim was killed and was tortured afterwards or something, and they say that's not a marriage. She wasn't married. It wasn't her husband, because a married man's fury builds up over many years,
right?
And you would want to make that person suffer.
Okay.
It's just which I guess makes sense.
Yeah.
If you got. I was going to slowly describe. If you've got this friend that just keeps on judging you based on the colours of your shirts and your lack of socks, then they just build up. Then you're going to fucking kill them, right? But everyone's got that with somebody. I think there's somebody that pisses them off over time.
Yeah,
and it just builds up. And if I was going to burst, it's going to all come out.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's been building up for a while. She's fantasized about this. It's not I don't think it's an instinctive reaction to make simple syrup boiling and then pour it over somebody. She's seething for years. Also, apparently, I think it's quite a female violence. It's not as much male violence.
Misery.
Yeah, it's that weird you don't I feel with my male fury anyway. It's always more physical.
Yeah, it's short, it's violent, and that's it.
And I think it's stereotypically women poison more, boil bunnies more, that kind of, when they go crazy,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So it does feel like something
like that. Thing of the difference between arguments between men and arguments between women is men just punch each other and that's it.
Yeah, women are just fucking stupid.
It's just Just leave that pregnant pause in there.
Yeah, I thought just leave that there. It'd be a good cut-off point, wouldn't it? A keyboard warrior.
Yeah, but women tend to. There isn't a nice way to say it, because punching each other isn't a good resolution to things either. But like, it's women's conflicts are less physical. They're more. What's the word? I was going to say mental, but it's not. It's a bit
psychological.
More, yeah, psychological is a better descriptor of it. It's more like that. It's more about what you say and body language and the way you act, and then than it is about just clubbing each other and then being like, that'll do.
Yeah, and then everyone's different. But yeah, it does feel like if you read this, you would assume the stereotypes are there. It's like, oh, the wife just decided to kill the husband by poisoning him with gold, or yeah. Is it almonds? What's that? What's the almond poison?
Oh, arsenic.
Or boiling water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was also his carer.
Oh, for goodness!
She's not like
sake.
a professional.
No,
doesn't
shit at it.
Doesn't seem to care.
No. If anything, I care too much.
So he's in a vulnerable state anyway because he needs a carer. So like,
and he's 80 and in bed.
Yeah, and asleep. Fuck you! I'm gonna boil you alive. He suffered extensive burns. Smith denied. This is the woman denied murdering her husband of 38 years, but was found guilty.
Well, he wasn't dead.
Shortly after midnight, she took a bucket from her garden, boiled up water in a kettle, and mixed it with sugar. Smith, who was previously known as Corrina Baines, then poured the liquid over him while he was sleeping before running to a neighbour's house in tears, telling them, I've hurt him really bad. I think I've killed him. I didn't murder him, though. But I think I've killed him.
She's got problems, right?
Must be. It's just, I mean, everyone has their own crazy break in relationships, I'd imagine, as well.
Yeah.
And like, you know, there's a lot of things of, yes, people in second gear before lamb sauce comes in. They're just like, oh, I'm just going to boil my husband. And then they realize, oh my God, this is the thing.
Yeah.
And the reality just kind of floods in. He had sustained significant burns to more than a third of his body. The CPS, I can't remember what that, the Crown Prosecution Service, said Smith changed her story initially, but then admitted what she had done, but claimed it happened when she lost control. She confessed to manslaughter. So she confessed to manslaughter, which is usually like self-defense or crime of passion. But like, he was asleep. Oh, I was defending myself from his dreams.
Yeah. He was always snoring.
I had to boil his dreams to death. But they refused to accept it and found her guilty.
Good.
So yeah, don't boil sugar and then melt your husband, please. Just don't do it. It's not fair on anyone.
No.
It gives people weird recipe ideas, right?
Yeah.
Oh, a callback to a previous article. Do you remember that Spanish waiter who cut up his mum and cooked her and fed to his dog? He's been sentenced to 15 years in prison. Doesn't sound like a lot for cannibalizing your own mother.
Did he kill her?
I think there was a thing about they found that he strangled her to death.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a lot then.
15 years?
Yeah.
I think 10 is he's serving 15 years for murder. It's 15 years for murder, I guess, if you're going to believe in the, what do they call it?
Rehabilitation.
Like 15 years is long enough for somebody to change.
15 years is long enough to figure out whether this guy's going to change.
Yeah, and just like put him away from society to come out. Because that's like a quarter of your life, probably.
Yeah.
At that point.
The thing is, I don't know how much you can change. Like, I know it's like, and I'm fully behind like the rehabilitation kind of side of things. But I understand rehabilitating someone or teaching them morally right from wrong for like tax evasion or like theft, petty crimes, people who are generally kind of a victim of their environment, people who grow up in gang culture and stuff like that, like, and they just get stuck in this vicious cycle of kind of crime and stuff that you just, it's very, very difficult to pull. It takes an inordinate amount of willpower to pull yourself out of those situations. But someone who's eaten their mother, is like, I'm not sure if our psychologist is really equipped to deal with you.
Well, it's just you've evolved. You're no longer a normal human being.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying evolved in a positive way, but I think you got your average person the average person in society is pretty much experienced nothing in life. And then the more things you experience, like the more trauma or the more
I
extreme
experienced
things
so
you
much
have.
I ate my family.
Yeah, but like once you've crossed that barrier, because you've got
See
these
the world,
barriers.
they said.
Yeah, you've got these barriers in your head where you can't break through them. And then once you can break through them, then you become a different person.
Yeah.
So like you value different. I mean, the rain, right? The cold, the weather, right? You and I have got different relationships with it. I've just crossed the barrier of like, oh, I can't really do anything about that.
Yeah.
So I just did. It's raining. Who cares? Whereas you. Not in a positive or negative way, but you haven't experienced that same experience. So you've got a reluctance to be in the rain, in the cold or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it's just that taken a step further and a step further. Like I said, I'm 40% sure I'm not going to murder anybody. But like if I
like
kill
odds
other things...
tonight.
Yeah. But if I it's just anybody can get to a point where they break or their values change. I know that I've got the energy of a psychopath, but like I wouldn't kick a dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's still that part of me. Then
everyone's got their limits.
Yeah.
If you ate your mother, I'd be worried about exactly what your limit was.
Exactly. Yeah, that limit's gone now. That wall, that psychological wall's gone. So I don't think there's even a way of you getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Now you have to operate as that person in society. And you go like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
What I found funny about this one is he's had to pay his brother £52,000 in compensation. Sorry for eating, Mum. Here's 52 grand. The court
fucking eat you in 15 years.
He's serving 15 years for murder and 5 months for the desecration of a corpse. Just add 5 months on top of it for eating a corpse.
We could do that.
5 months. It's like a gap year in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 months, eat somebody, get an experience out of it.
Yeah, some people go to fucking Taiwan or whatever, and
other people eat people nearby.
Eat people.
He did claim he was having a psychotic episode, but the court rejected that and just gave him 15 years for murder. So yeah, a little bit of catch up on the cannibal. Yeah. Cannibal waiter, I think he was. Yeah. In other news, I don't have much this week, but I'm still me, so I've still got much. A customer has told how she was lucky not to be seriously hurt as a car was deliberately reversed into a bakery while she was waiting to be served. Something I've always wanted to do. Drive into a building.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then reverse out. That'd be great.
It's the house thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I mean, so this is told from the perspective of full-time mum Kiran Parveen had been queuing up at Naffy's Bakers and Sweets. This is from Stoke Sentinel, so it's somewhere in Stoke, I think. Staff carried on as normal. A row
carried
erupted.
on as normal.
Beep. No, I think I missed out a bit there, but like one of the people in the queue in front of her got really heated. It was like, these are... I thought I kept it in. Yeah, a row erupted after the man complained that his pastries and samosas were defective.
Defective samosa.
These are defective. So someone in the bakery's kicking off defective samosas, whatever. And they've given him a refund. They've been like, I don't understand. Like, have they defected? Are they now working for the enemy? I don't know what you mean. But here's a refund. And he's still irate. So he went out. Kiran went in, said, I went in and a queue had formed already as the man was just arguing over something really petty. The customer got really hot-headed. He went out and he banged the door about 3 times. Goodbye now. That's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. He's still upset. That wasn't enough. He had to get his car. We were all just standing there waiting our turn. And then literally 2 minutes later, I heard the glass shatter. I could feel pieces of glass falling on me. I think she used the term showering in glass. So like it was, I imagine it's quite small, like Greg's type bakery or whatever. Yeah. So it wasn't like the car went through the building. I think it like reversed and hit the window.
Smashed. Yeah.
And like, I think there was like furniture outside that was like shoved up to the glass as well. So he definitely intentionally tried to like, fuck you, and tried to do a lot of vandalism.
I mean, it's a fucking samosa.
A defective samosa.
Yeah, but how much you got to pay in your excess now?
Yeah,
you could just gone somewhere else. You could have paid someone to make one for you for less.
For less than 5 years of community service or whatever it is you'd get for that. Yeah. Yeah, or just heat at the moment using a car.
It's just weird, man. Do you remember there was a time when we went out somewhere? I think it was to Devil's Night or something like that, and we were sitting in a Subway afterwards, and a guy came in and was kicking off because he'd bought a sandwich, walked back to Burslem, which was like 4 miles away,
right,
and then walked back like all the way back to the Subway and was complaining because when he got back to Burslem, his sandwich was cold.
You have to 4 mile hike.
Yeah.
Like,
it's cold.
It's defective.
Yeah.
Get my car. Be right back.
Yeah.
No, it was just people looking for a fight and not having the courage to say, I just want to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Stop hiding behind pretend reasons why you hate. Just hate.
Yeah.
Please. It's more fun. It's more interesting.
Yeah.
My sandwich is cold. Grow up. I just want to fuck shit up. Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
40%. Go. Root you on. Go do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never really vandalised much. Stole bread from that Subway on that night. Stale bread.
Yeah.
And some shoes.
Yeah. You did take a shoe. And there was a guy that thanked the bin. I always remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. Courteous guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you took the Subway stand. You took the bread.
Yeah. From the display.
Yeah. And then put shoes in it.
Yeah. And then there was shoes and bread in the fridge or something. It was stupid student vandalism, not necessarily aggressive vandalism.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, we didn't. I've never done the vandalism thing.
No.
Just because I'd be fucked off if it was me.
Yeah. And when you're drunk as a kid, you just don't know what you're doing. I mean, it's running around. I poured some water on a motorbike once. That's about it. That's pretty tame.
Yeah. Not a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, so don't reversed into a bakery because of defective samosas. Always interesting. An argument in where was it? Tucker? No. I will say where it is. Anyway, a Big Bear supermarket. An argument in a Big Bear supermarket over a mask ended with a suspect opening fire. Put a mask on. No. Put a mask on or you can't come in. I can't come in? Bang! I don't understand the whole mask thing. I mean, is it a big thing in the UK? I've never seen that. I know there's been marches.
No, because we grumble, but we on the whole we're just like fine.
But like, there's been protests and stuff about for not don't wear a mask.
Yeah, and it's been stuff. Like the March for Freedom and stuff like that. It's like I understand it. Like I'm very much usually when these things happen, I'm very much on their side just because I'm
do what you want.
Yeah, I'm more for individual rights than I am for anything else.
Yeah. Did you hear about the Foo Fighters?
No.
They've gotten in hot water because they're putting on a gig that's for vaccinated only.
Right.
And people are upset and they're saying you're going to lose a load of fans. And it's like, I think I get what the fans are saying, but it's the band's gig.
Well, that's the thing.
No smallpox at our gigs. What? Like, they can have certain medical restrictions about it.
Yeah, I mean, they have a what the fuck is it? They have an ideology and they're enforcing that ideology and it's their gig and it's their music and they're fully allowed to do that. Like it's not a problem. And at the same time, anyone that wants to be pissed off about it can be. Like but it's like it's like having house rules. It's like, well, it's my fucking house.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not going to begrudge anybody that. I might think that their rules are stupid, but it's their house.
Yeah. And then again, it just comes back to I don't think the Foo Fighters have ever been that much of an anarchy type band.
No, they've all
really good band.
Pretty peace and love.
Pretty hippie. Yeah. Pretty old school rock.
Yeah.
Never fight the system really that much. So it's not like they're on the stereotypical side of the conspiracy theorists of like, the man's trying to put us down, don't side with him. They're more like, we just want people to be healthy and have a good time.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's the same thing about that when all the Louis C.K. stuff came out. They're like, this is very out of character. His comedy's never been like this. It's like, his comedy's always been like this, about stuff like this. So why are you surprised?
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't really understand. You haven't seen much Foo Fighters or Louis C.K. Fair enough. But yeah, I've never seen that much of a big problem about. I've seen people without masks regularly.
Yeah.
But I don't care. But I wear it out of consideration for other people.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't give a shit. It affects me in no way, and it should affect me if you believe the conspiracies of asthma and trouble breathing and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I'm the exact demographic and I feel fine. So if I can do it, you can do it. If anything, it conceals the 60% of the time that I think I'm going to go on a killing spree.
Yeah. I will say, like, and it's not, it's, this is very much a convenience and like, oh, poor you kind of situation, but I am sick of talking to people through masks. Like, I miss this half of people's face. Like, that kind of, you feel like you're talking to people from behind a wall.
But like,
I'm so used to dealing with like facial expression and stuff like that it just I miss that half of communication.
But don't you have like I'm assuming that's chatting with people like in supermarkets or something like that, because as soon as you go to a restaurant or a pub, the mask comes off.
I mean, like round here, I mean, like the all the guys that like work in the shop, like we go there every day, so like we know the people behind the counter and stuff like that. It's like it's still weird to just kind of be like talking with my eyes.
You can still use words.
Yeah,
words are still good.
I was never a massively expressive person anyway.
Yeah, but I just want to use it to my advantage. The only thing is, I reckon once all the masks go away, people are going to smile a lot less. Because you had all the polite smiles and how's it going?
Yeah.
And then when you have the mask, the greatest part was you don't have to pretend to have feelings anymore.
Yeah, you just
But when the mask goes,
he's smiling.
It's going to be really aggressive. It's everywhere. It's going to be great. But yeah, the shooting occurred at Big Bear Supermarket in DeKalb County, Atlanta, around 1 p.m. Middle of the afternoon. Tucker was checking out when the argument occurred. They don't go into much detail about the argument about the mask, but apparently it was over a mask. So I imagine he went to check out and he wasn't wearing a mask, and they said, we can't serve you at the checkout. And this is my assumption, because I can't think... I've seen signs everywhere of like it's mandatory to wear a mask when you come in here. It's fine. And I imagine the only thing they can do to battle that is like, we're not going to let you check out. Yeah. You know, we can't, not going to rugby tackle you to the ground. We might ask you to leave. But so I'm imagining that's when it was happening. So he went to the checkout. He left without making his purchase, then immediately returned with a handgun and shot the cashier. I mean, it's the muttering that had to have happened from that point to keep the momentum of his hatred going. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. I'm still going to get my French stick. I'm still going to get my cucumber and onion. I'm still going to do this. He gets to his car. Talk to me this way. Try and make me wear a mask. I just didn't want to smile at anybody. Bang! Just the muttering between them must have been. And then he got in a shootout with police, I think. Yeah. There was a veteran county police department officer and a reserve officer who was working at the supermarket. So I think they were like security guards who fired at Tucker. Tucker allegedly returned fire, striking the deputy twice. The officer is fine. 2 responding officers arrested Tucker while he was attempting to crawl out of the supermarket front door. Bing! Dun, 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 dun. Oh. All right, fair enough. It's just so... I don't know. What is it different? Did you... they banned menthol cigarettes in the UK ages ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being that much of an uproar. I don't remember any uproar.
No.
They did it, I say recently, within the last 6 months in the States, and it's become a race hate crime. Like, as in, because there's a stereotype of people in African-American communities smoking menthols.
Right. Yeah. And
because you're banning that... They're saying that, and I haven't looked into it that much. I just find it interesting that it's like, well, it was fine over here, and then it's just in America, it's become a different thing.
You can just get some like menthol oil.
Yeah, or I think like rollies, you can still have menthol tips.
Right. Yeah,
I think
that's what I always smoked.
Yeah, but like, you just can't buy it, and they just make it more and more difficult to buy cigarettes, and I think everybody can get behind that. Yeah, it's just they're just why are you targeting?
Costing everybody except the tobacco companies so much money,
life, everything.
Well, it's all in one, because it's costing us money because it's costing you your life. Because we have to fucking care for you regardless.
Yeah, but like, you have less time with your relatives. Yeah, that's what I meant by that kind of life.
Oh right,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, so it's there's all negatives all year round. So it's like, well, it's just trying to make it as bland and as removed as possible until eventually it's filtered out and remove the flavorings. It just happens to be coincidentally in a ethnic minorities
it'll
community.
Never go away completely. I don't. I
might do.
Well,
I guess cigars still haven't really been
that's
tackled
the thing.
much.
Yeah, because cigars aren't like cigars aren't considered a habit typically. Like a cigar, like in the same way that there's alcoholics, but we're not going to ban whiskey. Like it's even though it's really strong, and I'm sure alcoholics would fucking love whiskey. Like it's still there's an element of sort of history to it and stuff that isn't really attached to cigarettes. I don't think.
Well, the whole cigarette thing was like it affects people around you, wasn't it? That was the big. That's why they attacked cigarettes first.
But there's the argument to there's definitely an argument to make about class if you wanted to as well, because typically it's not sort of the poorer people that smoke cigars, it's them that smoke cigarettes. So why should we give a fuck? Whereas like the more sort of middle class and more people of more refined tastes and stuff, they're the ones that smoke cigars, so we can't go after them. And like that I think that's probably the kind of argument that sort of maybe a more liberal person would take. And I'd have trouble arguing with them. Like I think that there is some validity to that.
Well, I think as well it's just not as many people smoke cigars. Like I think on the whole, probably like I'd be surprised if 5% of smokers were cigar smokers. Yeah. I'd probably say it's less, and it's just I think they're trying to ban it in outdoor pub gardens now. Yeah, smoking. I think they're trying to get it out of there as well.
You just have to stop enough people doing it, because it's a vicious cycle.
Like, it's going to make it inconvenient.
Yeah, because kids do it because they see their parents do it, because that's all it can be, because it's not advertised anymore. It hasn't been advertised for years, and it has been going down and down and down and down and down. But
it's so good though.
Right? It is. And you kind of you have to allow people that freedom.
Yeah. It's another one of those barriers as well.
And particularly if people like me and a bunch of like loads of people have been for years been like, let's legalize weed. Like we can't at the same time be but like fuck tobacco, that doesn't do anyone any good. Like either way, it's smoking. It's carcinogenic. Either way. Like
burnt toast carcinogenic?
They say that shit. Yeah. I've never really looked into that.
Smoking toast.
I like burnt toast.
Not too burnt.
Yeah, not too burnt, but just a little overdone. It's nice.
This is true. Soft toast isn't the way forward.
No, no, it's crap.
This guy shot this cashier. Before we get on to smoking toast. That was kind of it, really. Yeah, they arrested him as he's trying to crawl out because he didn't want to wear a mask, and he shot the cashier. Chill out, mate. Like, if you thought a mouth mask was restricting, try prison. Yeah. It could be a hell of a lot more inconvenient. Just chill out and put a fucking mask. I've just never seen it as a problem. I mean, I'm sure there are other people who have had it as a problem, but I would just say you've got the wrong mask. Like, just get a better mask. And when I say a better mask, I use the standard medical ones.
Typically, I don't think people do have a problem. They just don't want to do it.
And like, what to do.
I would say I respect that, but I don't. If you don't want to do it, say I don't want to do it. Don't come up with a fucking excuse.
Yeah, and just accept the consequences.
Yeah,
I don't want to do it. I can't. The company in there says they don't want me in there if I don't do it.
Yeah,
so don't do it.
Yeah,
you can't go in.
Fuck them. I don't need to go in there anyway.
Yeah,
like I'd respect that.
Just order something to your house. It's fine. But yeah, to try and make it like you can't treat me this way. You treat you however people want. It could be a complete serial killer with like a 30 to 40% chance of not going on a killing spree. Something in there. But yeah. Oh, and lastly from me. Oh, what do you think about world records? Are you a fan of world records? I've got loads of nails in my face.
I mean, yes and no. When I was in high school, we had the guy that came to our school that had the most pegs attached to his face. Yeah. Someone in our school's dad
just didn't want to do the washing.
Yeah, I know.
Hang his clothes out to dry. Peg my face.
If I've got no pegs left, I can't hang the wash.
I'm a world record holder.
Yeah.
I'm
a champion.
It's an interesting thing. It's more of like a trivial thing for people to do for a laugh.
Would you ever be wondering though, like if you got a world record in something, you'd just be like, I'm just the one that they saw do it.
Maybe.
Would you like? There's 7 billion of us. You can't be that unique.
Yeah, but it's got to be measured though, innit? Because maybe there's infractions that were made, so it's got to be in a controlled situation. I think when you get it, you got to accept that it's going to be defeated.
Yeah,
because it's just maybe, there's like I think Lee Mack has got like the highest number of bullseyes in a certain time frame. And it's just it didn't exist before in darts. Right. It didn't exist before, so we just made it. Oh, I've got a Guinness World. I'm in the Guinness World Record book. Because as soon as people know it is, then they want to be in the book. They'll just do a few more. So you have to accept that it's going to go away.
Yeah, but there's something. There is I think there is something to being the first.
Yeah,
it's like with the strongman deadlift thing. It's like. I think Eddie Hall got it first a few years ago. Like he was the first one to lift
like 1,000,
500 kilos. So it was like 1,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds, something like that. Like a car, like a lot. And he was the first one to get it, and there've been a few that have done it since, or like done like Hathor Bjornsson has lifted like 501 in his gym at home. Or something.
Now they're having a boxing match.
Yeah. But it's like,
it's an achievement.
It is an achievement. Well done, but first, and I think that sort of counts for more. Like you're the one that made the leap and proved that it was possible.
Cool. Well, Warren Higgs proved it was possible, proving to have the largest kidneys in the world. Got the world's biggest kidneys.
How do they know?
Because he's going to die. They're trying to kill him. I'll read through it. A man is preparing to have both of his kidneys removed after they enlarge to a potentially record-breaking size. His polycystic kidney disease causes small fluid-filled sacs called cysts to develop in his kidneys. He said his kidneys had grown so large they could kill him. He said, considering your kidneys are meant to be the size of a clenched fist.
All right.
I thought they'd be smaller than that.
No, that makes sense. Depends whose hand.
Well, it'd be your hand, because it'd be your kidney. So you'd feel it'd be some kind of
some people are small, but with big hands. They're weird.
Big kidneys. I always thought that was big for a kidney. I'd expect half the size, but fair enough. Your kidneys are meant to be the size of a clenched fist. Okay, so maybe two. Two kidneys?
No.
I'd say like half. Yeah, that's how I would say it. I'd see that like if you got both your kidneys and put them in a box, it'd be about the size of your fist.
I think each one's a fist.
Maybe. Considering they're meant to be the size of a clenched fist, mine are massive. They're crushing my lungs, crushing my stomach, and now crushing my heart.
His lungs? His heart? His heart?
They're massive. I'm not very good with measurements, right? He said the last scan showed his left kidney to be 16 inches.
Fucking hell.
16 inches by 11 inches.
That's over a foot.
Yeah, pretty big. I mean, he looks incredibly pregnant, and I think it's all kidneys.
Right.
So they're pretty big. And his right kidney is potentially 19 inches by 11 inches.
Christ almighty.
I mean, a ruler was 12, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably like that. So it's, 19 by 12. So like that and that. It's pretty big kidneys.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said doctors believed his kidneys could weigh 3 times more than a kidney believed to be the heaviest in the world. A 7.4 kilogram kidney removed in India. So his kidneys could weigh 3 times more than that. 23 kilos of kidney.
Christ almighty.
22 kilos of kidney. It's horrible because I can't move, I can't breathe, can't do anything. Here's your world record.
Yeah.
Go about your day.
You're in the book.
Yeah, you're in your book and your kidneys are now in the bin. It's phrased as such a happy-go-lucky, record-breaking article.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy's having a horrible time.
Here's your t-shirt.
Yeah, his kidneys are trying to kill him. Jesus, I'm self-destructive, right?
Yeah.
But, Jesus. My own organs are turning on each other with a vengeance, growing to Jurassic levels. Setting up communities and gangs. Fucking Jurassic liver. That's me this week.
All right.
Kidneys. Oh, I'm in the book. Hooray. Can I pass that down to my kids in my will because I'm going to die? No. No. More interesting than the 45-year-old snowball, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the book.
Was it?
I think it was considered, not official, but I think the owner was like, I'm pretty sure this is the oldest snowball in the world. You could probably get in the book for that.
Oh. Okay. US Olympic runner Shelby Houlihan has blamed a pork burrito after testing positive for steroids.
Yeah, I had that. Was it like, I think I skipped it last week, but yeah, I didn't read into it too much, but yeah. Because there was something in the pork that they think may have contributed to a false positive.
Let's see.
I haven't taken drugs. It was just a really good burrito.
Yeah. Houlihan claimed that the steroid likely entered her system through a burrito that she bought from a Mexican food truck near her home in Beaverton, Oregon. She said the food truck uses pig organ meat, or offal, in its burritos, and that offal is known to have high levels of nandrolone.
Oh.
Nandrolone. I have since learned that it was long understood by WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, that eating pork can lead to a false positive for nandrolone, since certain types of pig produce it naturally in high amounts. Pig organ meat, or offal, has the highest levels of nandrolone. And I think that counts as a pig fact.
Pig fact! I'm happy to announce. We had one as well last week. I think it could have been a pig fact, but I can't remember what it was. We need to have more awareness of these pig facts.
Yeah.
They just keep on coming in.
Yeah. But just natural steroid producing pigs. Yeah.
Well, it's just, there's
in burrito
loads
form.
of different stuff that can raise your hormonal levels.
Yeah, it's fucked up though. Like I because her lawyers have made a case, have been like, look, there's you tested her for like other steroids and stuff like that, and there's fuck all there. It's just this thing, and it's been contested for ages back and forth. There was another guy in fucking Kenya that was a runner or something, and he went down for the same thing, and and they checked all that out, and it was just through eating
His was
pork.
a taco.
And if this is possible. And their response is like, well, it's the athlete's responsibility to make sure they don't ingest anything.
Don't blame this on Big Burrito. Okay, this isn't like Big Brother Burrito, the corporate burrito world.
I wouldn't blame the burritos. Never blame the burritos. But like, if this is possible, they have to maybe figure out another way to test for steroids that isn't going to be like, or maybe it was pork.
I mean, did they just have like a broth? And now they can't compete in the Olympics anymore.
Yeah, what if he had a pretty strong soup the night before or something?
Yeah, or like, I'm pretty sure you can transfer it through the skin, right? What if she just petted a pig?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't be in the Olympics anymore.
But it's a really nice pig. But but she's training all her life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I'm taking a high road and being like, I believe that she was innocent and everything. But it's pretty fucked up that can still happen.
Yeah. They call it comfort food as well, not like career-ending food.
No, yeah,
and a burrito didn't feel very comfortable after the court case.
It's not comfortable at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, in other news, a giant water slide in New Jersey named High Anxiety was closed this week after it burst into flames.
Water park caught fire.
Yeah.
Pretty anxious. Publicity stunt.
I mean, you probably would.
Yeah. Just set fire to the anxiety slide. Yeah, because I don't think I've ever had anxiety, but I guess maybe part of it is when you're on a slide and you might imagine it's on fire, right? So you're like, oh, it feels like it's on fire. No, it's just your anxiety.
It's fine.
No, we're on fire.
Yeah.
Go down now.
Go down. The light's green.
Let's go through the fire. You'll be fine. Yeah. Anxiety state.
Spokesperson for the water park says the fire broke out when the park was closed and there were no reported injuries. The water slide, which features a 45-degree drop, is now out of commission. Yep. We installed a camera equipped with... oh, no. That's the next thing.
Oh.
I don't know why that's
sneaky
there.
Camera.
Yeah. High anxiety, caught fire.
I still am a fan of water parks, I think. I mean, I haven't been to one in probably over a decade. I mean, I don't think there's one in Stoke. I don't think I've even been to that one. Although maybe I did when I was a kid randomly.
Waterworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, Waterworld was decent. Yeah, I'd say if you're going to go to one over here where they've got like health and safety standards and stuff.
There was one where I grew up that was good, actually.
We went to one when we were in El Arenal in what is it? Is it Mallorca? One of those over there. So like an island off Spain, and it was great, really nice. I think that I like water parks. Like I like swimming. I like water. It works. But you do get this sense of just like this isn't as tightly regulated as it would be, kind of like where we are. Like and it makes you feel worse about being sort of like 100 feet in the air, about to just kind of throw yourself down a tube. Yeah. And also there's those weird people walking around everywhere putting like dosed up parrots on your shoulders and taking pictures and asking you to buy them. Like it's a whole weird thing, and draping like snakes around you. It's an odd thing to do to tourists.
Snakes drugged up on burritos.
Just fucking drugged really out of their minds, and then they take a picture and they're like, so £10? Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have to argue with them after like about how you don't want this picture that they forced you into with their bird. Just take a picture of your own bird.
That's why you got to keep that 60% open. You know what I mean? Just like 40% not going to kill everybody, but you got to have a healthy amount where like I can just tell you no, and just the knowledge that I know there's a 60% chance that I'll kill you. Yeah. Like should hopefully emanate.
You want them to understand that they don't know what's in your locker. And they should be scared.
Yeah, they don't know that I'm focusing and calculating for their throat. Like any attack that attacks the throat is pretty intense. Like, no matter what's going on.
It's true.
Nobody goes for the throat straight away. Just do it. Murder. 60%. I knew it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think like an unregulated water park is probably pretty unsafe. I mean, like there was that one in Australia that I imagine was very perfectly regulated, where a woman died on the lazy river. We covered that ages ago.
Oh, the lethargy.
Just
dead.
The most innocuous ride ever, and she got crushed.
Well, it's big things happening. It's still like quite an intense, dangerous place.
Yeah.
Like I said before at Alton Towers, I tried to go down Nemesis without being on the ride to get my bandana back.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. Why not? Want my bandana back? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then everyone amped up on candy floss. Fucking
I don't get the sugar thing. It doesn't make me like.
Doesn't make me either. But I know that it must do on kids. I never really felt it on kids. Although obviously now I notice an energy drop when I don't have sugar. So it's more to maintain my current energy levels. Yeah. Rather than get me amped up.
Yeah.
Like if I want to wake up in the morning, I don't necessarily eat sugar to get awake.
Yeah.
I'm always awake. But like, yeah, trying to. Never got buzzed off of it. But I imagine kids do.
Yeah.
Just chemically.
Maybe. They say that about colourings as well, though, when they did like double blind food colouring and
hyped
stuff.
Up on green.
Like, what
it's really mellowed out.
Yeah,
on
artificial colours and stuff. They always say like, it fucks with kids. And they'd done a bunch of double blind tests and been like, no, we told you they had colourings, but they hadn't actually, and you just said they were hyper. Like you're just seeing what you want to see, and like your kids are hyped up and excitable because they're kids, and you don't know how to deal with it.
Their favourite colour is just blue, and they're eating
just
blue.
Fucking
and they're
loves
happy.
blue.
Yeah, they're just really happy that they're eating blue. It's not the fact that it is blue.
Yeah. In other news, here's a place that you definitely couldn't work now because you get stuck. The Chinese office of tech company Canon have started tackling morale issues among workers by installing cameras on their doors that won't unlock unless you smile.
Oh, God.
Can't get in, can't get out unless you smile.
It's like if there's a hostage situation, there's like a comedian on the other side of the door trying to get the hostage taker to smile, so they can open and get in and free everybody.
Yeah,
like you have to smile to get in and out. It's ridiculous.
This is a quote from the company. We installed camera equipped with AI compatible smile recognition technology that only allows smiling workers to enter the room and book a meeting, ensuring that all employees are always 100% happy.
You see, there is science behind it, I think, with this whole, like, the more you smile...
Fake it till you make
the
it,
happier,
like that kind of...
It does release endorphins.
Yeah.
So I can understand...
Well, it's that thing of, like, you can force yourself to laugh and eventually you will just start laughing, like that.
Yeah, but, like, just making it absolutely 100% mandatory is a bit crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and and as a method of tackling morale issues, it's just like your workers are sad, so you're forcing them to be happy.
Yeah,
I don't think you really understand how this works.
Yeah, like just give people the freedom to leave whenever they want. That'll make them happier, right?
Yeah,
don't entrap them.
Why make their lives better when we could just force them to show teeth?
Have you tried giving them blue food coloring?
Yeah,
make them really hyper and happy.
Yeah. So you definitely couldn't work there.
No. And just, definitely. People just don't respond well to being controlled to that extreme.
But you always hear this stuff coming out of China, though. Like, because it's just...
different culture.
It's how shit seems to work over there. I mean, I assume... I can only go by what I've read, which I imagine will always just be the worst of the worst of the worst.
Well, I mean, take, like, I went to a restaurant
It does seem
recently.
a bit dystopian.
Yeah, of like just the government, technically, as citizens, are happy because they've escaped and been able to go back to work.
She's definitely happy. She smiled at that door.
But I mean, I went to a restaurant recently and I wanted to leave a 5-star review.
Yeah.
And like the review text for 5 stars was like, it blew my mind. And I'm like, I just want to give you 5 stars, but you didn't blow my mind.
Yeah.
Like you gave me a sandwich. I was expecting a sandwich. The sandwich was good.
Yeah, don't put words in my mouth. Put stars in my mouth.
Yeah, it's like, where's good? Good is 3. Well, okay, then you have a 3-star review now. Because 5, I wanted to give you 5, but don't tell me that I was blown away. That's the same as like, oh, so you smiled 7 inches then? Or whatever an average smile is. I don't know. How big's a smile? That big?
How big's your face?
5 inches. Bigger if you're smiling, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, like a 4-inch smile.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they do reviews from now on. Yeah, don't just let me just leave a positive review about you telling me how good my review is. Telling you about how good you are.
Yeah.
No, don't want to do it. I'd rather leave you some bullshit, ridiculously surreal review now. I started doing that a while ago.
Yeah.
About like, I brought my parrot to the vet. Yeah, I just did 3 like random, like similar to what I usually bullshit that I do. About like, I brought this parrot in, now it's Mexican. So 1 star. Yeah. I never wanted to go to Mexico, and now Mexico's living in my birdcage in my house. Stupid shit like that. Be like, thanks.
Where did you get a sombrero?
Yeah. You've caused me way more problems than I'd ever imagined. Okay, fine. I came into your restaurant the other day, and now I'm lost in an eternity of a different dimension. Thanks.
Was it...
Would not recommend.
Was it the chicken?
I'm lost in time and space.
Yeah. I see.
People just... All right, it's a 5-star review. 5 stars. I love the alternate dimension. Thanks. Great. Speaking of which, like and subscribe. Give us some weird as fuck reviews. Why not? That'd be great.
Go for it.
Yeah.
In other news, NBC game show The Ultimate Slip and Slide has shut down production indefinitely after multiple outbreaks of explosive diarrhea.
What? Slip and Slide, I imagine like Funhouse.
It's
Kind
sort
of
of
game
like, did you ever
show.
see Wipeout?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Like that, but with explosive diarrhea.
Explosive diarrhea. On a slip and slide.
I just wanted a slide. Wasn't looking forward to the slip.
It was
Like, I guess stress, maybe the sun.
It says people were collapsing and being forced to run into porta potties due to awful explosive diarrhea. The health and safety of everyone on our set is our number one priority. So out of an abundance of caution, we've made the decision to stop production of Ultimate Slip and Slide at the current location. So I think it's like, it's some area, because they have to do these things like on open waters at a lake, and the lake must just be like full of bacteria or something.
And then people are drinking
and
the
it's
lake.
just giving everybody that, well, you can't, it's difficult to not get it in and around you when you land in the water.
Oh, maybe.
Like, it's just, you don't have to drink a mouthful of it. It'll still make contact with you. But it says that
people keep on shitting the slip that we put into our slip and slide.
Yeah.
Making everyone very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Let's see how far through the course he can make it before he just...
Before his colon leaks. Oh.
Yeah. But, yeah, not...
Do you see Sylvester Stallone started one of those?
No.
I forget what it's called, but like, yeah, those kind of... like American Ninja Warrior.
Okay.
And he's made it like a national thing. So like, these are the people from the UK and Korea. And
there was one of those on Netflix that was like Terry Crews was doing it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh, is it like a massive dragon or something?
Yeah.
Beastmaster.
Yeah,
is it Beastmaster? I think. I can't. I
think it's like it's Sly's thing, and then the thing is he gets his celebrity friends to host it. And
okay,
stuff like
yeah, I've seen. I saw some of the first series of that.
Yeah, it's like it's somewhat okay to watch, but it is can this person climb this wall?
Yeah, I liked it. For me, it was just too long. I think it went on for like an hour, but it was like the same.
Yeah, and it was all broken up, and it was all like highlights. The actual content was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that today, like commentators, like it's a weird job. Like they need to be not very interesting because people are interested in the sport. So you don't want to draw people's attention away from the sport that you're commentating.
You have to be a good, I mean, like even if you're people, I think people think of it as a very technical thing of like, oh, you have to know the ins and outs of everything that's going on. And it's true, but it's more complicated than that. You have to be able to sort of turn that into a story on the fly.
Yeah.
Because you're throwing out sort of facts and backstory as to why this moment means so much and everything like that. And
well, I guess it's like it's giving somebody watching it alone the experience of them watching it with someone, right? So like if a friend was there and they were telling you about what was going on. Well, I imagine that's what commentating is kind of meant to be.
I listened to Jim Ross a lot, and he was a wrestling commentator when I was a kid. Amazing commentator, and he was always. The way he described it is he was putting lyrics to the music that they were making, which made a lot of sense to me. Like it was like it was all sort of part and parcel of the same package.
But like I'd say there's still like a larger focus on what's going on.
Yeah.
Like you add flavor to it, you add musical notes to it, but they're the band.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to talk about what's going on, fill the space when there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
But without being more interesting than what's going on.
Yeah.
So there's like a weird little limit of to how interesting you can be. I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I felt that on Beastmaster a little bit. It's like nothing. They're talking about nothing. I think that's where that came from.
Yeah. No, I watched some of it. It was just it was too long. Yeah. That was all. Yeah. And finally, scientists in Germany are engineering drones that will hone in on people's screaming.
To help?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Engineers at German's Fraunhofer Institute built a drone prototype designed to find people by detecting human screams and listening for other signs of distress. Engineer Valera says that the gadget would be ideal for post-disaster scenarios such as earthquakes, hurricanes, wildfires. They could hover over an area that rescue crews have difficulty getting to and pinpoint exactly where people might be trapped. I understand it. It is weird.
Yeah, well, it's like, situations like 127 hours.
Yeah.
Like where there's someone lost in the wilderness, drone could just fly around and listen for people and use software to figure out that's a person talking.
Yeah.
Are they in distress or whatever? But my immediate thought was like, how is that going to help in a house fire? Like, someone's upset inside that house fire. Cheers, drone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear them? I mainly hear fire. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Someone in there.
The thing is like, if if machines become sentient at some point, they're going to be so fucked up because like they had to program that thing by playing it just millions of people screaming, and enough for it to differentiate what is a playful scream and what is like a terror scream and everything like that. So it doesn't like go to the wrong thing. Like, and this isn't a person screaming. This is a bird. But like if it like and it just, but they've got this back catalogue of horror.
They've got a database of the language
that they're constantly referring to again and again and again.
Well, I reckon because they're not emotional, they're not going to take it dramatically, right? But they'll probably see it as like, oh, this is how people communicate. So maybe if we want to tell them something, we should do it through the art of the scream.
Yeah.
So they've got like a whole phonetic scream alphabet of just screaming at people because they want new batteries.
And that's how they communicate to each other in the future. So you've just got all these machines flying around screaming at each other.